My name's Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. I am going to do a little card today featuring this super cute little stamp set. It's a standalone stamp set called Sweets and Treats, but it does coordinate with our classic cloche bundle. I have an online class right now that you can sign up for this. So let me show you a couple of other things I've done with it. This is just dies mainly from the classic cloche, and you can see this die. We'll also cut this out. And then here's a little shaker card. So this one's up. All of these tutorials you can see. And then this one uses this set. So you can see the cake stand and the little pie. So I'm going to be using this one again today. But if you want to sign up for my cloche class, it's online. There's 3 ways you can participate. You can get the entire kit, which includes this stamp set, the bundle, the supplies to make 4 cards, and a couple of extra goodies. Or you can just get the card supplies, which would be like cardstock, designer series paper, any embellishments, anything fun that we use on it that's consumable. Or you can just get the videos. So you can sign up for that right now. I don't want you to forget about while I'm gone. Well, I'm not here to remind you, but it's super cute and I'm going to use it again today. And then this card also reminds me that my free gifts with purchase this month are the paper lattice. So you can see that on here, and the Wink of Stella. So my website will have all of the information for that on there. So I'm going to use Sweets and Treats, and then I'm also going to use In Your Words. So this is available if you place an order over $300. It's completely free, and you it just adds on to your order. Or you can host a workshop, and I do online workshops, although we're running out of time to get any in. So you'd have to let me know ASAP, and we'll plan it for as soon as I get back. But it's a free celebration stamp set. So during celebration, you can get it. I like this one that says, "Hope this card makes you smile." I think it's a perfect one to stamp on the back of all of your projects. And it always has a fun little happy birthday. So I'm going to use this one. I also like sending this card for no particular reason, because it could kind of go on the inside of the one I'm making today. Because sometimes we just make cards because they're fun, right? So I'm going to show you on this one how to use your Stamparatus. So I'm going to do the apple. And it's photopolymer. So if you're using your Stamparatus and you have a photopolymer set, you need to have the rubber mat. So put this in here. And then I'm going to take my apple. And I always, whenever I can, I let this little Stampin' Up! Logo kind of be my base. That way I know where to put it. And this one also is nice because you're going to make sure all your sticks are straight, because if you line it up on that line right there. So now it's there. If you don't have this mat, then this doesn't reach down to your photopolymer stamps because they don't have the red rubber backing on them. So then just grab that. And then I'm going to add a piece of cardstock. And I just have a little bit of seal here. And again, I know this is my base of operations. So I want it to, I can see that I lined my thing up to this line. So I want it to go a little bit lower. And maybe a tad bit there. And then there's where my adhesive is. So now let's see how that's going. That's pretty good, except I put it on here crooked. Okay, so now I'm just gonna take my black memento pad, and this is super easy, and you just make sure it's inked well, and if it's not inked well, you can stamp it again. So I'm gonna stamp it once, and that's pretty good. Now you're gonna use what is our best feature of our Stamparatus is how you can ladder your design. So go down 1, just pick it up and move it down. And then we're going to do the same thing again and just move it down 1. So if you have a bigger stamp, or you're trying to get words on, or something's a little bit larger that you're trying to get next to each other, you could go 2. For my card, I just need 1. And then 1. And if I mess up when I stamp, I just go back and add it over the top. So if you miss anything, it's not a biggie. So there we go. So this is 5.5 by 2. And then just grab this off. You don't want to lower your door. Well, it's got ink on it. So if you just use the seal, then it just lifts itself up off of there. You can use the magnet as well. I just like using the seal Sometimes I don't know where my magnets are because I have more than one Stamparatus, and the magnets tend to stick to everything that you have in your office. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to color it in. So let's start with our sticks, and this is just light crumb cake. So I'm just going to brush that with the bullet tip over the top. Little fun tip, this is your bullet tip, this is your brush tip. Fine line, fat line. Fine tip, fat tip. So you don't have to open both sides every time to see if you got the right tip. And then I want my apples to be green. So I, of course, have Granny Apple Green, because what other color are you going to choose for your apples? So I'm going to start with my dark and just add a couple of places where they can have a little bit of shadow. You want to be careful. These are not huge images to be coloring in. And if you use too much ink, then it's going to bleed out the edges. So just enough to color them. And we'll go back and get a second coat of them. So now I'm just adding this light coat of green. And now I'm going to get a little bit more of the dark, kind of back just where I did, just so it has a little bit more. But if you do it all at once, it's just going to bleed. So just add kind of, you can see I'm kind of stippling the color on there because it's a tiny little area. So when we get back from vacation, it will be the height of orchard season here. And we had a rough spring, so a lot of the orchards are saying they're not going to have a ton of apples. And my niece, who just started college, her birthday party every year is at the apple orchard, and we go and pick. So hopefully they have enough to make it through. Now I'm going to do my caramel apples. So for this one, you don't have to pick the same colors. Like, you don't have to have light and dark. So for this one, I have light soft suede and dark cinnamon cider, because I wanted to have that shiny kind of caramel look. So again, I'm just going to add some of this dark cinnamon cider. So we'll start with that. And then I'm going to add the suede. And again, I'm doing the same thing because I'm going to go back and add one more coat so they blend really well. Now let's get our dark again. And whenever there's these lines that are the kind of the highlight shadow lines from Stampin' Up, I tend to go with those because the artist who made them knew where the shadows would hit. That way we don't have to know such things. We can just color like we're kids. So there's that. Now let's blend this all together. And I also try to leave not a big spot of white, but a little bit, and it kind of helps give that shadow effect. And I won't do it on every one of them. And you most certainly don't want them to look all like they're the same. For one, it would be impossible to get all of the colors exactly the same, and then it's going to look like it didn't turn out the way you wanted. And I've changed my candy apple on this from where I had it on the other, because I wasn't quite sure where to put it when I did it. So I thought, well, I'll try it in the middle on one, and then on the last one, I'm going to put it here. So for my candied apple, I have, again, not the light and dark of the same color. I have dark cherry cobbler and dark poppy parade, because I wanted that, well, candy apple red. So let's start with our dark. We're going to do the exact same thing. So add this dark, which is really the color of candied apples. But then this dark poppy will brighten it up, like the light's hitting it. So don't be afraid to mix your blends. Poppy has if you've been around as long as I have, it has a rocket red feel to it. It has a tinge of orange. but I didn't want real red because I wanted it to be a little bit brighter. And you'll see now when I put this in that it just brightens that right up. So super easy, fun to color. If you are learning with blends, this is a fun little stamp to do it with. In fact, the whole set you could do it with because it has the cupcakes and that pie. So now I'm just gonna take basic white cardstock, and then I'm gonna pull the words out of that the Celebration Host set. And then I made sure that when I put this on that it fits straight against the lines here. I touched the paper. So then when I go to put it on my card, as long as this is flush across the top, then it's straight. Now I'm gonna take a strip of cinnamon cider, and this is cut 2 1/4 by 5 1/2. And it'll help make those apples pop because I want the candied apple to be the kind of the focal point, but I didn't want the caramel apples to get lost. So you'll see how that kind of helps with this. So I'm gonna take some dimensionals, and you'll need 4 because this is a pretty big strip that we're holding up. You can see how much that bleeds through the back. That's why you always want to color on a piece of scrap paper. Put that on there. And then I'm gonna take my Wink of Stella. Remember, you can get one free with purchase from me this month. Just go to my website to find out the details. And my awards are all accumulative. So if you place one order early in the month and then you get another order later on, I add them up because I just pull it from the totals. And then you're also in my VIP video club, so you'll get a project in October. Gosh, how's it gonna be October? Now I'm gonna take my cute stars, which I just tend to be, I realize I'm kind of addicted to these. They are my resin hearts from the last catalog. So I have the Be Who You Were Born to Be, and then the candied apple that kind of stands out on its own. So there you go. So here it is this way with my candied apple on the end. And here it is this way with it in the middle. I don't think it really matters because obviously it shows Be Who You Were Born to Be. I hope you can see that fun Wink of Stella. It just really lightens that one up. Now, if you want to take it a step further, you can take our fine tip glue, which is what used to be called Crystal Effects. It's the same kind of stuff. So you could make these a little bit shiny. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go on vacation and I have lots to do and trying to get lots to film. So I didn't have time for that to dry. So there's what I have for you today. When I'm on vacation, sometimes the algorithm doesn't appreciate that I'm not answering your comments. And so it pushes my videos down a little bit further. So if you see this on Facebook or you see it on YouTube, it would be great if you comment and I'll answer when I can. Or if you share it, that would even be better because then YouTube won't think that I'm ignoring my channel. Everybody have a great day and I'll catch you back here later. Bye.